Hi, I'm Kate, and this is Messages of Love 711. I do personal readings, and when I do them, I usually do a reading called Cornerstone, and it is usually a longer reading. And so I've decided to, on a day-to-day basis, break up this reading into smaller parts. Yesterday, I did the Cell for You. Today, I'm going to do You in Union, or Partnership, or Love. And so these are just condensed versions of a larger read that I do. That usually takes 30-35 minutes. So this is much shorter. So we'll get to it right away. So I'm going to see if I can show the cards here. Okay, so the first card we have, which is setting the stage, two came out. And the first one was the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is an energy of feeling. It can be a heavy weight, can be a burden, can be something that is tolerable, but kind of you're at the end of that, where you're able to tolerate whatever it is that you have. There's a lot of wands here representing you could be carrying the weight of everything on your shoulders, right? The weight of the world on your shoulders. The 10, it's a 10 card, so that is indicative of that coming to an end, right? The other card that came out together with it was the Nine of Pentacles, and Nine of Pentacles can signify sometimes financial abundance, luxury, independence. In this, it appears to be maybe something that almost a lifestyle that has gotten to be a bit of a burden or a way of being, maybe living, living, what do they say, keeping up with the Joneses. Maybe that's gotten to be quite heavy, and maybe that's very much part of the relationship that you are in right now, where it's become too much. It's not necessarily what you want to focus on. I have clarified this already, and we've got the Ask Your Angels card, and this is a good time for you to actually tap in if you don't already, whether it's meditation, just thoughtful concentration, or if you do speak with your guides or tap into your guides. In whatever way that you do that, now is a time that they're asking you to seek their help directly. There's something that your team would like to guide you on, because you are being guided. So this, and then you have also the Lovers card here, and this is a passionate connection, a shared vision and values. So this card starts to make more sense as we go through some of the others in this layout, this reading. The second card, when we do this component of the Cornerstone reading, in the Union, Partnership, Love section, the first one setting the stage, the second card is always the dominant energy. And the dominant energy here is movement, and I interpreted the very first word that came to me was change, movement and change, from whatever space you're in, or whatever speed it is. Something's going to be moving or changing in this, or in your energy, in your environment. And what we have here is self-awareness. So it's like this burden is kind of coming into your awareness. This is tapping into your higher self and questioning through routines and patterns. It's like with this, it's like whatever kind of life you've been living, or maybe you married for money, or maybe, and that's nothing bad, right? That is what it is. But maybe you were seeking security. But at this point, it's like, it's not really what you want. It's all become a bit too much, because when you go that path, there's just so much tied in with that, right? You have to feel like, maybe it is like that, like keeping up with the Joneses. I don't know. Everybody's situation is different, but the feeling with this is like, whatever it is, it's not really like, maybe you thought you wanted it, but it's not really what's making you happy. It's become more of a weight for you. Like, you don't like the lifestyle, or you don't like something about the lifestyle, or the way that you have to Maybe you're getting tired of, hanging out with other people that are in your group that, have this also maybe luxury lifestyle or are financially very secure. Excuse me, my dog hid under the desk. And maybe you've gotten to the point where they talk about these things, and you've always been comfortable talking about, these things that you have and these trips that you take and, these sort of things. But now it's like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this. These conversations aren't where my heart is at anymore. It's not resonating. And so we have the other clarification card was spread your wings. Right, and this one says confidence that leads to freedom and growth. So this awareness, this self-awareness of the fact that this is not working for you, this is not in fact what you want for yourself. It's no longer resonating for you. Security for you feels more now like it's not necessarily supposed to be tied in with pentacles or financial stability. Security feels more like wherever your heart is, right? Home is where the heart is. And that's kind of the, this is the idea, or this is the thought that's come to you through your awareness. And you're being encouraged, you can tap into your team, but you're certainly being encouraged to lean into that and be open to change. And your team is really wanting to send you signals and signs and synchronicities. Start watching for these synchronicities as the things line up. When it's on your path, when it's on your highest path, things will flow. Things will feel somewhat even effortless, and you'll start to see signs and synchronicities in a way that it's meant to stick out for you. Whether, for a lot of us, sometimes we'll receive numbers, sequence of numbers, or you can put your phone on, your playlist of music and ask your team, hey, give me a sign. And then, something comes on and it just really touches you in a way that it felt more than just a song and lyrics. It feels more like it was a sign that you were meant to hear. Based on certain lyrics that stuck out to you in that song. That's an example. It's not always that way. Sometimes we see numbers, sometimes we see symbols or things that resonate with us, like feathers on a path where, it's not really usual to see a feather, but that that's somehow a sign from your team. So be on the lookout for this, because that is going to pop up for you when your team wants your attention, and especially when you are on the right path. And this is the card that says be open to change, and this clarifies the synchronicity card. It says be receptive to new experiences. Change leads to growth. So this is all over your reading, right? This is in the area of partnership, union, and love. Whatever situationship you have, it's appearing that you're very aware of where you're at and where you want to be, and it's not right now the same place. It's not the same thing, but there are steps to take, and your team wants you to be mindful of either asking them or watching out for these synchronicities, but keep following that intuition that you're feeling. And as you start to walk the path that you're meant to walk, you're going to feel this weight lighten up a whole lot. It's not going to feel heavy like that anymore. And that is when you're going in the right direction. So I say that, this is something that's going to take steps, because I see here, grow within your current situation. So whatever your current situation is, what comes to mind as a message here for me is very specifically, maybe there's a situationship that you're not able to just leave the person or leave the situation. You may live together, you may have children together. This person may need you, or you may need them for something. You may have a business together. Whatever it is, there's a bit of untangling that probably needs to happen. So the idea here is to be mindful that this is probably not going to be overnight, but you are supported in making this change that needs to happen, right? It's better to start now, to start unraveling And this card says to grow within your current situation. So you know you still have things that you need to move through, be it emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, within the union or situationship that you're in. Just continue to grow, experience it as if this is another opportunity for or catalyst for my growth. I have to be in this situation, so I might as well make the best of it and be looking out for opportunities to be able to make the best decisions I can for my growth and for the growth of others, and quite possibly keeping kind of peace. Peace is the message that comes to mind. Keeping peace in mind. You know, if you know you need to be in a situation and it's not the ideal situation, but you can't just walk away from it. It's like having patience and keeping your peace as much as you can, because what is the point in something that you need to stay in and you're leaving because you're not extremely satisfied by it? What's the point in making it a miserable place to be on the exit, upon exiting, right? It's like, let it flow, let those things go. If you know you're leaving this person, this environment, this situation, kind of these grievances that you've always had, just know that that's why you're leaving this situation. It'll eventually not be part of your reality in your life. So walk away gracefully, taking the higher road and keeping your peace in mind and just growing through that, right? Your other card here, it is bask and joy and light. So there's a whole lot of light at the end of the tunnel. And the symbol on this card is a worker bee, right? We have the worker bee working, just being diligent and making those moves that you need to make to unravel whatever it is you're in and get to the other side. I promise it'll be worth it. So what's on the other side? So I pulled two cards. They couldn't be more beautiful for you. So remember we had the Lovers card here. So Lovers here was kind of a clue as to, well, there's something really beautiful that's on the other side of this. The first card that came out was engagement. So this doesn't have to be a literal engagement. This is more likely to be stepping into a new kind of love, a love that is not the love that you're used to or that you've thought that was right for you or what you needed. This is taking your love life and ascending it to a higher level of commitment, right? So for me, I hear in this message is that maybe it's more of a spiritual love, or a love that's offering you the security you want, but now you know security isn't met through financial means, it's through the heart, right? The other card that was pulled was the soulmate card. So it looks like whatever's coming in right now is really, really beautiful and worth the work that needs to go in to unravel whatever you're trying to unravel at this time. I hope you enjoyed this reading and that it resonated. And I hope you have a blessed day.